Yes, and you can do this too. This could be you. Are you ever scrolling on TikTok and you see people, do you ever see people do those bullet journals, like a scrapbook, and you're like, oh, I wish that was me, but I'm just never consistent, not creative. Stop it. That could be you. Journaling is for everyone. You could keep 6 journals like me if you want to. Hi! Thank you for clicking on today's video. Oh my god. What the heck? Hi, thanks for clicking on today's video. My name is Jules, and technically I've been journaling since I could write a sentence. I wrote tons of stories, created so many comics, listed all my observations, and planned my revolutionary science experiments. My mom always kept me stocked with journals and craft supplies. And as an only child, I did have to be creative and entertaining myself. I also was just a weird kid. Yeah, the mic was just a prop. I was just being cute. But nowadays, I keep 6 journals. Yeah, I do write in all of them. And I think only one of them is new. I just recently added this one. Keep in mind that I do use the word journal loosely. I really think that anything can be a journal that's inside of a journal, like a notebook. So yeah, I have this is a scrapbook, junk journal, and commonplace journal, my business journal. This is a guided journal it's just making a bunch of lists. It's good for mental health, particularly anxiety, but I find it good for depression or bipolar, PTSD. It's good for anyone. I also have another guided one. This one's called Calm the Chaos. It's another anxiety one technically, but good for everyone. And this one's just a mindfulness. I took care of myself today by doing this. Acts of kindness, most memorable moment I am grateful for. Tomorrow I want to feel. Tomorrow I will focus on. Tomorrow I need to let go of. Then I have my YouTube journal. I just made the cover, but I technically had this journal like probably 10 years and wrote in it. It's always been YouTube, but I did the cover because it was like this cheesy sunset. And I never really wrote in it that much anyways, so I'm continuing it. Yeah, it's funny because the first page is video ideas, and these are obviously not new. It's closet clean out, pull an all-nighter, viral TikTok snacks. I'm not doing that anymore. Anyway, I do like to do custom covers. I have my sketchbook. Yes, I consider it a journal. I still write a little bit of stuff in here and keep scraps in here, so it's a journal. I don't know, you can draw in a journal. Yeah, I did the cover, did the back. It's very thick, girl. It has a keychain on it, by the way. This is I think it's called a support potato. My sister gave it to me. And lastly, this one's just my diary. I just write my feelings and thoughts and affirmations and goals and what you would in a diary, or literally anything, you know. When I'm sad, this is the one that I'll write in. I'm almost done with this one. See? Just a little bit left. This is also my most expensive journal. It was like $40, $45 at Barnes & Noble. But it is a real leather notebook, and I've actually really enjoyed having a nice one, especially this many pages. I've had this since 2020. And I'm about to finish it, so I think that's pretty good. Yeah, these are my journals. And in this video, I'll tell you how I journal, my process for journaling, and why you should journal. Why everyone should journal. So, why you should journal. Well, when I journal, I feel a lot more clear-headed. Me personally, I'm a chronic overthinker. My inner monologue can get like super overwhelming and loud, and too many thoughts, it can get so confusing. Writing it down physically, seeing everything that I'm thinking, and just making it like tangible, it clears it out. It makes it very organized, and I know exactly how I feel, how I think, or my opinions on the matter. It makes it easier to analyze the situation. Writing it down and seeing it in front of you is so therapeutic, because it's like you're literally and metaphorically taking what's inside your head and bringing it out into our world, kind of. Like, you can go back and look at it anytime. I don't know. Something about it being physical really helps me. Another good reason to journal is actually like looking back on your journal, reading old entries and stuff. I feel like when you read it, even if it's like right after you wrote it, it just helps you see it from like a more removed perspective, not so personal, not so biased. Like, it can help you see clearly, especially for me with some of my mental health conditions. I can kind of have a distorted lens, and my reality isn't really everyone else's reality sometimes, so journaling can really help with that. Also, I made a video on that if you are interested. It's called I See Through a Distorted Lens. So yeah, journaling is just a skill that I use to process my emotions and also raise my self-awareness. Writing down my goals can keep me accountable, and I feel like it helps me direct my path and where I want to go in life easier. Being able to look back at your goals and seeing how far you've come and what changes you need to make, it just is very helpful because, okay, you come up with a list of goals or whatever, you know what you want, right? You think them in your mind, sure, it seems, I mean, like you know what you want now, but maybe a year from now, you get a little depressed and, I don't know, things start happening and you kind of lose sight of that. Well, you can always go back to your journal or wherever you wrote down your goals and reread those and kind of remember who you are, what you want, where you were going, where you want to go. Looking back is also just so important for your growth journey because journaling just really allows you in no other way. Like, we don't get this from pictures that we take. We don't get this from little scraps that we keep or the receipts or the movie tickets, you know. Journaling allows us to get a picture into like how we think, our opinions, our perspectives, our relationship dynamics with the people around us. And that is so important, knowing how you think at different stages in your life. That's the most important thing about journaling, in my opinion, is getting to know yourself, which is so invaluable. Like, journaling allows you to know yourself inside and out. And documenting who you are is so invaluable. I don't know about you, but I very easily forget who I am, lose confidence, or like just stop doing things that make me happy. Journaling really helps me stay on track. Journaling makes us more mindful, which in turn makes our thoughts more positive and it makes our minds more resilient. As someone who has gone through a pretty fair amount of trauma, resilience is so important to me. Another amazing reason to journal is a little bit outside of yourself, but it's actually just the practice of journalism, which is so important in our society and throughout history. Purdue University defines journalism as the practice of gathering, recording, verifying, and reporting on information of public importance. It's important to write down what's happening in our world, what we're observing, how events make us feel, our thoughts, our opinions, even the hardships we're facing, especially the hardships we're facing. Write down your thoughts and opinions, write down your observations, write down what you see, what you notice, the patterns that you see in our world, in our society. Write down how important events and current events are shaping your life and changing you as a person. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. I know what I'm trying to, whatever. Anyway, I mean, like, let's look throughout history. We've definitely seen how important diaries and people's personal accounts can be. I mean, look at Anne Frank in The Diary of a Young Girl or the Journals of Sylvia Plath. I think you should be a journalist. I think everyone should. So, how do I journal? What's my journaling process? Well, sometimes we do have to write in the moment, like when I'm sad. I need to write in my diary and center myself. When I have a good video idea, I need to go home and write it in my YouTube journal. Same with business. Sometimes I'm just feeling creative and I want to glue my scraps on a page or make a list of my favorite ice cream flavors. I grab my commonplace junk journal. That's so funny to say. I think the best way to journal that way is keeping your journals accessible. My journals have a permanent home, which is pretty accessible. It's actually in this shelf here. I don't know if you can see, but this isn't my side, this is Gavin's side, but on the other side I have the same thing. It's just a little door that opens up and there's shelves in there. and I have a journal shelf. I also take a lot of them with me. I take my sketchbook with me a lot just in case I see something I want to draw, or I just get inspired, or I get bored. Also, if I think of something that I want to put in one of these journals but I don't have it with me, the Notes app is your best friend. Just write it down right where you want to put it, and you'll get to it eventually. I've just learned kind of like acceptance, like, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, but like, don't get mad at yourself when you're not consistent. Don't get mad that you forgot to write something down or save something for this junk journal or this scrapbook page. Like, it's okay. Things come and go. This is supposed to be for you, a benefit, you know. And with the journals that are more for like practicing consistency, like my guided journals, or I like to be very consistent in my diary. I mean, I've been writing this thing for 5 years, but there's definitely been periods where I've gone 6 months, even longer, without journaling. Okay, probably not without like one page, but like there's been a year where I haven't journaled every single day or even every week. But yeah, consistency is hard, so just don't be hard on yourself about that. It's for your benefit, so we don't want to make journaling stressful or a chore. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a fun self-care exercise to get to know yourself and the world around you. So yeah, do it when you feel like it, but it's nice to have all these different journals, because when I feel like pushing myself to make art or need to make art, you know, it's, for example, easier to, oh my god, too many journals. It's easier to start in this freaking chaotically messy, creative fucking hunk of a journal, hunk of a sketchbook, than a clean, white, brand new canvas out of the plastic, you know? Same with when I get the urge to have like a more guided journaling session, when I feel like I need more resources than, maybe if I'm in an echo chamber, you know, if I'm getting too many of my own thoughts and my own opinions, you know, it can be good to have someone ask, you know, what did you do today that, you know, was kind for someone else, or like, list everything that's stressing you out right now, or list the ways that you are different now than you were in the past, things you would not maybe think of yourself in that moment. I don't know, you know. Sorry, I'm a little bit of a yapper. I just want to make sure that I'm being clear and I'm getting all the information that you need, but I tend to over explain, so yeah, if I just cut myself off, that's why. Another great resource for just journaling prompts or commonplace prompts, I go to Pinterest. Pinterest is the queen of creativity. I have a journaling board if you want to check it out. Here's my account, and yeah, there's a ton of inspiring stuff on here. I love people's creativity. I love to see what other people are doing. Some great ideas I got was to keep track of like what the books you've read that year, your favorite movies that changed you, your favorite outfits. Those are just some things that I might not have thought of on my own. I think that's it. That's how I journal. That was so cheesy.